Ladies and gentlemen, it is so fantastic to see you. Oh my god, we have Genshin on Genshin news. Also, I gotta talk your guys' ear off about some stuff. So first of all, the worst kept secret in all of Genshin, Mahutao. Alright, well, so, this is a character that we all really knew who was coming for a long time, if you're in the community at all. I didn't want to cover it or even talk about it because, I don't know, man, it feels like Mahutao went really hard in the paint when it comes to, like, punishing people who leak stuff. And now they're in a much more generous place because I've seen a bunch of videos cover Mahutao, her kit and everything, and didn't get dinged. Knowing my luck, I might be the one that gets dinged, so I still don't want to tempt fate. But also, Mahutao wants us to not be too on the leaks, which I respect. Again, I think we should be able to talk about them in passing because it just is what's going on in the zeitgeist of Genshin. Ladies and gentlemen, Mahutao is out. Again, this is a character we mostly knew about. Most people thought we were going to get Mahutao actually alongside Xiao, but instead we had Genshin and then followed by Mahutao. Now, people were speculating why the hell this was. By the way, the trailer's fantastic. We'll get into that, but people were saying that the reason why Mahutao didn't actually get to us is because of the weird nature of the Chinese New Year, and how there's a lot of like mysticism and stuff like that around that holiday, and like good luck and bad luck, and apparently it's really bad luck to mention things like death and all that kind of stuff around the start of the new year, kind of giving yourself quote-unquote a bad omen or a bad start. So Mahutao didn't want to do that, being a Chinese company, so that might be why. Could also be like just them. I don't think it's them doing marketing weirdness, like where they're like, we hope people spend for Xiao, and if they know there's going to be another polearm user right after him, then they'll be less incentivized to, of course, go for Xiao. I don't think this is how it's going. I don't think that's the way it happened. I could see it like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of companies do a lot of weird things when it comes to like, yeah, just their traditions and such. And yeah, regardless, Mahutao is most likely going to be coming out on Monday. By the time this gets to you, it's Monday. No, sorry, maybe not Monday, maybe Tuesday. I think we're going to get her character trailer on Monday, and we're going to get her actual release on Tuesday when Kaching Banner finally ends. Now, we're going to go over Mahutao, but guys, I got to talk to you guys. I need you guys' help real bad, because I feel like I already know what I'm going to do, but yeah. We'll get into it. So first things first, this trailer is just fantastic. I'm not going to show it to you guys because I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen it. Also, it's like a minute 30. It's really fast. It's fantastic. It is introducing Mahutao, and we're going to talk about this towards the end, but unlike, okay, this is one of those things where you learn more about you as a human being, because I was like, I love the aesthetic look of Genyu. She looks awesome. Her like leggings and shit, she got this thing, all of it looks fantastic. But then there's Mahutao, whose personality is just really charming. Like, she's super weird, and like she seems like a weirdo, basically a weirdo who's completely content with herself, which is awesome. And for those guys who do not know, one of my favorite shows, Welcome to Demon School Irmika, and in that show, the quote-unquote heroine, if there is even one to be said, she's like this super ADHD girl who's just on cloud 9 all the time, and that's it. She's just going constantly. She's not like has crazy sex appeal or anything like that, but her personality is just like ADHD to the max. And also very kind, sweet, and goofy, and it's like, to me, that's it. that's the one of the biggest draws with my stupid brain, and she very much is that, at least from what I can see. But I also, as much as I do like the personality and all these things a lot more than the physical features, I hope that she is good. So if she is good and has a great personality, then I think I might try, but we'll get into that towards the end of the video. Let's go over Mahutao's base kit, which, by the way, the minute they dropped her teaser, the second day, or maybe the following day, they actually showed her kit, her actual kit, her story, her everything. So as we do, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into all the nitty-gritty things. Also, let me full screen the thing, that way it's less a nightmare for me to edit it and get it all on screen. Anyways, but ladies and gentlemen, you might be asking, well, Grin, who the fuck is Mahutao in the first place? Well, she is the director of the funeral parlor, which, if that sounds familiar, it's because it's what Zhongli works for, the funeral parlor. Okay, so here are the things that are really massive, and this is why most people are thinking that Mahutao is going to be the strongest character in the game, maybe dethroning Genyu, but they may just be different. There's just maybe like these new standard of damage, which Xiao kinda can get into, but maybe not as much as we'll get into it. Anyways, but Mahutao is a fire user, massive. Vaporize and all these things are the best damage thing in the game. In the future, things may change. They may buff electricity and stuff like that. We don't know. But just right now, fire and vaporize and melt are just godly. So she's a fire user, but she's also a polearm user. And her kit functions around buffing up her damage on a passive. Now, her kit is honestly really complex, which is what I kind of want in a character. I after playing Xiao, where it's literally just jump, dodge, like jump, smash, I'm like, I really just want a character that feels like if I do stuff right, they benefit. You benefit a great deal. And she has a lot of things going on, where Xiao doesn't have as many things going on, and yeah. Also, unlike Xiao, who's kind of strong within a gimmick of his ult, she seems like she is made to be a polearm damage dealer, end of sentence. Alright, so this stuff I'm actually interesting. Story, because again, like, they've made this character very, very charming. And again, like, we'll just go through this stuff. I gotta like make it sectioned. The 77th director of the Wangshun funeral parlor, a young lady, manages the parlor's operation. Despite her position, she's a very important person. Her antics are as playful as they send yeah. So she's not trying to like be evil. She does like pranks, is what they say. But everyone in the game has like a fucking vendetta against her. Yeah, Mahutao may seem like all play and no work, but she spends every free moment she has being the director of the funeral parlor, actually doing it. So she likes her play, but she's also like one of those people that is fantastic at the job as well, which is cool. Long story short, she treats the parlor with the utmost of importance. We are entrusted by people to loyally see out their wishes. Lovely. Well are those who raise in early morn, while those let to bed I shall forewarn. Also, the Southern Belle, Rocket Girl, says, I have no clue what she's thinking, going around looking all happy, like when she has the head of the Wangshu funeral parlor. That just makes no sense. Always greets me cheery too, saying I like people who play with fire. They're good for business or something. Jesus. Like that. She's a bit bizarre, I tell you. Yeah, see, but that's the thing. That's a great way to... I kind of like weird or bizarre people. Like, a lot. Not bad people, but those people who have quirks or something that they're like... But they're also, like, 100%, like, they accept the quirk, and they're just like, it is what it is. I love that shit. It's my favorite kind of people. And it's incredibly charming, so... Oh, here we go. Hutao's trouble. For Hutao, sitting around doing nothing is a fate worse than death. Sounds like someone who was blessed with ADHD, my dude, but I get you, I feel it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we came for. This is what we want to see. Who is Hutao? Yes, she's adorable and also really charming because she's a freak. She's just a real weird bastard, which we all love. But is her kit good? Is it going to be something that you're going to want to play? First of all, her character design is awesome. Just simple black and red. Lovely. Colors match together. All that stuff. Also, she has little like design things that are cute. She has like her eyes are flowers or something. Yeah, all that stuff. Awesome. But she's a spear user who has a pretty competent melee combat or melee sequence. So she's got, what is it, 6 rapid attacks, as all polearm users. They happen really fast, but that's most polearm users. And then her charge attack is very similar to Shen Yan's. You spin in like a torrent and do that kind of stuff with your spear. It's pretty good, especially considering this thing. Her charge attack has a passive effect when you use her E, which is basically like marking somebody for death or something like that. Awesome. Talents! Okay, so this is her E, or her not alt. Anyways, Guide to Afterlife. Hutao consumes part of her HP, knocking nearby enemies and putting her into this trance. Now what this trance is all of her attacks will now deal pyro. So basically, you're offering up a bunch of health for basically fire fuel, and that'll be okay in a minute. So she's not like Xiao. This is why people are saying that Hutao almost in every way seems better than Xiao. And there might be a nerf when she comes out. There might be a buff if the leaked beta tests things are to be believed, because she just scales like shockingly well. But we'll see. Again, that's my basic thing, is I'm gonna wait for people to actually play Hutao before I swing on her. It's not like Xiao where I was like, no, I just need a DPS like badly. So I'll take whatever I can get. Yeah. So there's a lot going on with her E, by the way, more than just the fire thing. I'm doing an incredible disservice. Increases Hutao's attack based on her max HP. So by the way, the weapon that everyone's talking about right now is Hutao's weapon. It scales off of HP percentage, same way Zhongli scales. This is way more though. But yes, you want to build Hutao, it seems like, for a lot of HP and probably fire damage, and then critical damage probably as well. Tends to be how it goes, but maybe it's fully valuable to do a full HP build. We'll see. Attack bonus gained this way cannot exceed 400 of Hutao's base attack. Hutao's damage is converted to pyro. Okay, so along with the pyro bonus, or as long as with the damage bonus, Hutao is weirdly complex also. but it doesn't check out in a bad way. If you ever seen people who do math really well and they break down the nitty-gritty things of like what you're going to be at endgame before you're actually there, just with knowing the percentages, it's not going to be a problem. You're going to be able to get a shit ton of damage. At least that's what I hear. Also, this cannot be overridden by any elemental infusion. So some people like Chun-Yung, you put down an ice field, you'll start doing ice damage. She is priority, which is awesome. Also, you'll exit this trance when your cooldown is, when your duration is over, or you leave the battlefield. Now, that is kind of what people are speculating Mahutao is. She is this massive burst DPS, but she can't be a main DPS, but I think that's bullshit. I feel like she probably could as well. But yes, she's going to be this character, because she only has like 4 seconds of downtime, which if you build her with enough damage, most things are going to die. And then you could also just queue up your other passive side abilities, and that 4 seconds is going to be up, and you're going to be able to activate Mahutao's thing again. But anyways, people are saying that she's a side DPS because of her cooldowns. We'll see if those still persist when she actually comes and is live, because again, you got to tweak to make her 100% optimal, basically. So we'll see if she has that too. But there's this moment of downtime where, like, again, her massive attack scaling scales off of her E to some extent. So I guess she's not a person who maybe can just be complete polearm damage, which is what I'm hoping for. Instead, it kind of seems like she's going to be the opposite version of Xiao without any negative, and also with a better element. So feels bad. Anyways, her talent though, her talent's pretty sick. So her talent is Guide to the Afterlife. When you activate your E, any charge attacks will apply a Blood Blossom effect to the enemy's hits. This Blood Blossom effect is kind of like Riptide for Child. But it's basically like a damage of a time effect. I said that really weird, don't look at me. Enemies affected by Blood Blossom will take pyro damage every 4 seconds, solid. The damage is converted based on your elemental skill damage, which is interesting. So this is not scaling off of your skill damage, it's scaling off your elemental skill damage, which I think is your ult, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it is your E. It might be your E. I'm lost. I always get those confused. Don't look at me. Anyways, each enemy can only be affected with one Blood Blossom effect. Yeah, you only refresh its duration when you apply it. Guys. So you can't stack these, or else that'd be pretty fucking nutty. It'd be cool having a character that kind of stacks damage, where like you just keep applying this and it keeps stacking more and more and more. But yeah, basically it's just like a good dot that you can put on people. I believe if you have Constellation, it gets even nuttier, and actually weakens them. Also, another reason for people saying that she's going to be a DPS that's like a burst DPS is because one of her skills is when she leaves the battlefield, she actually gives everyone but herself 12% crit rate. So it's kind of the method of being like, okay, use her and then switch to another character and use them. But I wonder if there's ways to get around that. But anyways, okay, so you guys are like, okay, Grin, what are you talking about? Her E, like we kill ourselves just like Xiao, except instead it's like 30% of her health or whatever it is. What the hell? Well, here's her ult. This is where she kind of really becomes self-sufficient in a way that Xiao can't be at all. Mahutao commands a Blazing Spirit, which is this cute little ghost, dealing pyro damage in a large AoE. Upon striking enemies, regains a percentage of Mahutao's health. This effect can be triggered 5 times based on the number of enemies hit. So yeah, what is it? It's a percentage of her max HP. So if you hit, basically people did the math of this, and again, if it stays similar to what it is in the beta, then you basically can just stay always topped off. So it's building Mahutao, you're gonna want everything that you want for every other DPS. You're gonna want to buff up their base elemental damages if they're dealing a shit ton of elemental damage, which she is. You're gonna want to build up your crit damage and get a lot of crit rate and passives on your weapons or whatever. Also, you're going to want to have energy recharge. That way you can constantly use your ults and recover a ton of your health back. And in this way, you don't really need a healer when playing Mahutao, and that's kind of a lot. It seems like a lot. Also, she's cute as a button, and she has a cute little ghost mascot. And it's just awesome. Also, her ult comes out really fast. So her character seems like very much, I don't know, there's something to be said for like the DPS, there's something to be said for the style factor of her too, like the fact that her ult is this cutesy summon force this ghost and then whips it like it's like a prison yard breakdown where you took a sock and you put soap or a lock in it and you fucking hit somebody. it's like some badass shit. Anyways, but that's her whole kit. What is the last little bit? Mahutao's HP is based on an equivalent of 50%. When an enemy is hit, both the damage and her HP regeneration is increased. Okay, yeah, so if you're really low health, then you're going to have even more incentive. And with Mahutao's weapon, the lower your health, the more damage you're going to be getting from your health conversion. So I think that's playing off that as well. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that amazing, fantastical stuff aside, having an amazing attack combination, honestly, I'm really in this place where I just like her like again, her character design, like especially after playing Xiao. Xiao is very much just like a real wretched cunt a lot of the time. He just seems like a lot all the time. He's like, fucking die, die, die. And I'm like, I can see your veins popping on your neck, Xiao. How about we calm down? Anyways. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into Mahutao skills, I almost missed it. In fact, I did. If we go over here. Shit. Okay, so this is her banner, which, by the way, looks really good except for one character, which is Xin Yan. She's the like cook, basically. She looks cute as button, but she is a character that doesn't scale as well as other characters, it seems, in endgame. Not that she's not usable, but just that she's not quite that. But Chongyun is fantastic, especially for just being an amazing ice stealer, which is amazing for Mahutao, which melt is huge. Good shit. Anyways, one of the best, if not the best support in the game is Waterboy, Shinsho, the fucking water boy, him. He's fantastic. He heals you. He gives you a shield, basically. He also gives you a damage on top of whatever you're dealing. He is so good. so good. Crazy good. Those two characters with her are really, really good. And again, this banner almost makes me want to wish for Mahutao. Anyways, I digress. We'll get into that later. But yeah, again, the banner looks absolutely fantastic. The only one that's not so great is the spear user. Again, she looks like she's almost like a weaker version of Mahutao, it seems. Very much weaker. Anyways, but we'll get into it. Anyway, again, fantastic banner. All of the two characters I just mentioned are fantastic. And of course, Mahutao, we're gonna get into her like the nitty gritty of her actual scaling, and it's absolutely nuts. Oh, also, yes, all that glitters. So by the way, this is also just some passive stuff that I forgot to mention. This is basically we're getting into phase 2 of 1.3. So that's coming with Mahutao as well as some other events. As well as some like expedition things. Yeah, so we know about this event where we can like grab our friends' characters and send them on expeditions through our accounts and stuff like that, but it's not going to take our friend's character, of course. We also have the new banner, which we've seen, all that fun stuff. These are the new characters. It's funny that they don't show Xin Yan. She doesn't really meld, but they needed another character to throw in there. But I thought that one like cook girl was in like so many other banners. So this is Mahutao's thing. Again, this is stuff, if it's to be believed, who knows. This all, just again, as always, imagine all of this is just a wish list made by a fan. Just consider it to be that. Don't consider it to be fact or logic or 100%. But if it was, we're going to read it based on that. Now, the worst part of Mahutao is that she levels up by getting that stupid rock crystal, which is awful to farm and just the worst. I hate it. Anyways, one of the things that makes people assume, kind of think that Mahutao is going to be absolutely massive when it comes to being a DPS is because she scales off of crit rate. Now, yes, she doesn't have the biggest base attack, but in fact, she has a very, very small amount of attack. But she has a shit ton of crit damage, and she gets an accelerated attack buff when she uses her E. So, I don't know. Let me see. Where is it? Does she scale well? She scales a little bit better than Xiao when it comes to like leveling up her talent, her like basic attack combinations. Yeah, it still looks like she doesn't quite have the thing that I was hoping for a little bit. A little sad. I was hoping that there would be a character that has like just like a Diluc or like a Razor whose base melee scaling for their polearm is just good. And hers is okay. Hers is better than Xiao's, which is something. But again, her base attack is going to be so low. So I kind of redact what I said at the beginning there. Sorry, forgive me, by the way. But yeah, it's the sense of like, I thought she was going to be maybe a character where you could use her base attack and actually profit, but it seems like no, she's just a different kind of Xiao, which again is unfortunate, which is not true. Again, she's going to be so much more than Xiao, of course, just because of the fire and all these other things that we're going to talk about. But yeah, I was hoping for their base attacks to actually scale better. It does look like she scales better with than Xiao, but Xiao has a higher base attack, which will make that better. Her charge attack seems like scales really well, all that good stuff. Anyways, so this is the thing that we just read, puts her into this badass stance, has all these benefits, but here's the thing. Here's the scaling of this, and this is where this thing just gets incredibly insane. So, no matter what you level up, the HP cost will always be 30% of your current HP gone. And the attack bonus is based on a percentage of your HP. So if you happen to have like 400 or some crazy amount of HP, then you're going to be getting a lot out of this. So you want to build her for HP. I don't know. She may be one of the first characters where it's better to build her HP on her last 3 artifacts rather than fire and crit damage. That would be shocking if that was the case, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, long story short, just the idea of you're getting a percentage of your health immediately put into your attack is insane, especially when it's a number like 5.36% of your max HP. It's massive. Yeah, but here's the thing. So the duration of your E is 9 seconds. 9 seconds to do as much damage as you possibly can, and you're on a 16-second cooldown, which is actually fair bit. It's a good bit of downtime. Yeah, it's like 6 seconds or something. A little more, I think it's 7 seconds. Anyways, yes. Oh, okay, sorry, I misunderstood this. So yeah, we're getting a base attack bump, awesome, but Blood Blossom, that's our charge E, like damage over time dot that we put on people. Got it. That gets scaled up and does pretty good damage over time. Actually, that's amazing, because that's a dot. Her E is the thing that actually scales freakishly well. Like, what is it? At maxed out, it's basically 500% bonus. And again, the lower your HP, the greater the bonus. So yeah, it is almost 600 when you get to when you're low HP, so you're gonna be able to get a shit ton more health. Again, your HP regenerates based on however many enemies you hit with your ult, which can be massive, especially if you build her for energy recharge. Although, again, Xiao has 80. He needs 80% recharge on his abilities, and she needs 60. Which is significantly less, and you can get Xiao's ult back pretty fast. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. That seems like a weird thing. Then again, maybe she has no way of generating E-particles, but everyone has Bennett, really, and Bennett can just make a fuck ton of particles for you if you need that. Also, she's introducing a new kind of dish that will give you, I think, a second life like effect, or just give you a ton of health, that kind of thing. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. Flutterby, her first passive, is whenever you end your stance and then you leave your team, or like you exit the field with Mahutao, then your base team gets 12% crit rate for 8 seconds. So again, this is basically the idea of people are saying that Mahutao, with this one skill and a bunch of other ways she works, is meant to get on, do a shit ton of damage, and then leave. Oh, also, unlike it's not just her spear that gives you an incentive to actually stay below 50% of Mahutao's health by 35%. Basically, if you're below 50%, you get a pyro bonus damage by 33%. Absolutely wonderful and fantastic, massive for her damage. Her consolations, let her mouth water it, because this one's a little, yeah. When you activate her E, her charge attack consumes no stamina, awesome. Increases Blood Blossom, your charge E attack. Damage by an amount equal to 10% of Mahutao's max HP. Okay. That almost makes her like a, yeah, interesting. Because you're basically, that incentivizes you using that charge attack. Both of these, the first two incentivize you whipping a dot on someone and then just seeing them just get shredded. Upon defeating an enemy affected by a Blood Blossom applied to herself, all nearby allies in the party, including herself, will have a crit rate increased by 12%. Oh my god, that's fucking brutal. Okay. Yeah, her consolations facilitate her as being a side DPS as well. But the idea that you can activate like your charge attack, apply a Blood Blossom, melt him really quick, you're going to be getting, well, if you switch off to your main DPS, you're going to be getting an extra, what is it, 24 crit rate on that person? It's fucking insanely good. Oh my god. But also, you get just a base 12 crit rate just by doing that, just by putting a mark on someone and smashing them down. It almost incentivizes you to find like a lesser enemy, smashing them, and then going to fight the bigger enemy. Interesting. And then we have the last one, which everyone's been talking about. Triggers when Mahutao's HP drops below 25%, or when she suffers a lethal strike. So when you get to around 25% of your health, or you get hit in, like, you get one banged, Mahutao will not fall as a result of the damage sustained. Additionally, for the next 10 seconds, her elemental and physical resistance is increased by 200%, and her crit rate is increased by 100%. So you have 100% crit rate for 10 seconds when you're really close, when you've basically died. And her resistance and her interruption is massive. So why would it kind of seems like you're going to want to, if you have Constellation 6, you're going to want to try to play as stupid as you possibly can. Get your health all the way down to 25%, and then as soon as you see the cue that this is activated, use your ult, hit a bunch of enemies, get a shit ton of your health back. That way you have the increased resistance, you have 100% crit rate, you have interruption decrease, you have everything for 10 seconds, and her E lasts, 9 seconds, and when you do your charge, so you want to prime your charge attack, hit an enemy, kill him, get the buff. Well, I guess you don't even need that, because yeah, Yeah, because if you have your Constellation 6, then you can just rock 100% crit rate for a lot of the time. The good news, the balanced sense of this, you can only activate this every 60 seconds, which is a minute, so this is on a minute cooldown. But still, with that amount of damage, with that amount of resistance, with all the way she is built in terms of damage, I feel like there's going to be nothing left after 10 seconds. But we'll see. Hot damn. Whew. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the sad meat and potatoes of it all. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I talked kind of about it already, but it's the sense of, like, I don't have that many level up books. I don't have a lot of the things. Okay, I need that kind of Goldilocks period to level up my stuff again. But I kind of need one more DPS for Spiral Abyss and such. And it's kind of rare because, again, Mahutao is, like, as of her character, like, again, I thought Genyu looked fantastic. I think Mahutao looks pretty damn good. I like the color palette, but I think her, like, quirky kind of, like, ADHD, loves playing pranks, but also is really jovial and happy all the time. That to me is like a personality that I find really, really endearing. So I kind of want that. Also, I don't have any really good fire damage characters, and if it was the choice between her or a Diluc, I would choose, of course, her. This is what I think I'm going to do. So I have 10,000 primos. Again, that's not enough to guarantee me Mahutao, unless they give us a couple good wishes along the way. Anyways, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I am not going to wish on Mahutao yet. I'm not going to do a day one. We're going to do a test arena. I'm going to see if I like her kit. I'm going to play her a shit ton of the test arena. I'm going to let people build her. I'm going to let people, probably give people a week. Most likely people will we'll be able to see what she can do in day one, but I'll give it about a week to see if there's any sort of things I gotta prepare for, and I gotta scale how much the buy-in is for her, because I don't think she's gonna be one of those characters that scales off of using the Gladiator set at all. She seems like she's gonna be using the Fire set and doing Vaporize and smashing the world. So yeah. Also, running her and Diluc would be fantastic as well. Because the double attack bonus for Pyro, I don't know if it'd be better than the Geo comp. But yeah, she kind of does fit, like, because I'm already building people for base to support Xiao, and those people are the same people that would be really well at supporting her. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically see if the hype is founded to where, okay, I like her personality a lot. I think she looks cute as a button. Also, I want to see if she's actually good in damage ways, because I need someone to also help me do the things in the game like Spiral Abyss and stuff. Also, is she good but not great without her weapon? Because I'm not doing the weapon banner. I'm sorry. I've seen too many people get destroyed. I don't want to be one of them. So I want to know if she's gonna be good without like her 5-star weapon Max Refine. I also want to see if she's, again, if she's a character that can work, because maybe that what is it, 6 seconds of downtime is too much, or 7 seconds of downtime. Maybe that's like, I don't like that. I want to play more Mahutao, and maybe they'll reduce that. I don't know. With the rate that this game's going, I'd honestly rather them just reduce it. Just make her a fucking, like, Genyu doesn't make any sense. Why not just make the second waifu make no sense as well? I don't know. Xiao fans are going to be upset. I got Xiao, and I don't regret it. But to me, it's like, this is like, I was not excited for Mahutao that much at all. And then I started, I think like 3 weeks ago, or maybe in the like beginning of last month, when we started getting her voice files, and I heard a person make a video about talking about her voice files, and she just sounded wonderful. She just sounded like super bubbly and just lovely. And I was like, God damn it. Now I'm considering doing it. And also, I just don't like the idea. I want a main DPS, not like a side DPS. But I think, again, what does that even mean? I feel like you could just switch to certain characters and just use them still. Like, I use Xiao, and I basically, like, his base melee attacks do nothing. I'm literally just waiting for his E to come back so that I can spam his E and get a huge damage buff. I'm just stagger locking people, basically. But we'll see. Again, I want to see if she has the damage behind her, because then she's like the triple threat. She looks cute as a button. Her personality is fantastic. She also she's strong as shit. And also, I need a fire character. It'd be cool to have one pyro character that's kind of just a tank behind, like, you know, just in my party, just in case there's Spiral Abyss, or maybe there's a boss that needs you to melt their shield or something like that. I have that. Also, fire is the most powerful element in the game right now, and I just finished leveling up Water Boy, so Vaporize is in my wheelhouse. So we'll see, is where I'm at. we'll see. Also, she seems like a really easy character to build because you just need to do the fire domain and that's it. So theoretically, pretty doable. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll be interested to hear what you guys are thinking, but yeah, that's where I think I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna hold back, sit, and observe, and see if she is pretty easy to build, if she can be good even without her 5-star weapon that's cracked. And yeah, and if like I don't know, dude, the farming the rock boss again so much is not the highlight of my week, I think, but I might suffer if it means I finally have one waifu, which, well, let's not say that, because it's, I don't know, she looks like she's still, like, maybe fucking 15 or something, so let's chill out, alright? Yuck, big yuck. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you guys think about Mahutao, and if you guys are going to be going for her. I got Xiao, and I got her, or I might get her. I might not get her. I don't have enough primos to guarantee me getting her. I don't have 160. I have 10. But we'll see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you think, and goodbye.